What's up agents, and welcome back to a vendor reset video. It's the 22nd of April 2025. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe, and let's get straight into it. We're at the base of operations. There is a Pyromaniac for sale. If you want it, just change the optimal range to damage to targets out of cover. Everything else is garbage, so let's move on. At the clan vendor, there's another Pyromaniac, not as good as the previous one though. A Heartbreaker mask, an Aegis backpack. We've got a hardwired set of knees. There is this stubbed pistol with damage target out to cover. If you like these kind of things, might be worth picking up. There's also a Grupo mask that could be quite easily crit chance and crit damage, but the rest is garbage, so let's move on. Countdown vendor has a Dare. It's got damage to armor on, so just change that to crit chance, and you've not got a lot of optimization to do, so probably worth picking one of these up if you've not got one. The new Axle backpack is in here with skill haste, so quite easily could be skill haste, skill damage or status effects. There's also a swap chain that's again pretty well rolled actually, not a lot of optimization needed. You could change this to damage target out of cover and use it, but unfortunately it's not that great, so let's move on. Over at the theatre there's a Surge for sale. Again, not a lot of optimization needed if you want to pick this up. There's also a Thorn that is again pretty well rolled. What is with the pretty well rolls this week? There's an 1886. I did a video on this earlier in the week. This is a really good rifle, but this one for sale is not, so you'll have better farming another one. We've got some Wyvern knees with status effects on, so maybe good for a status effect build, as the 2-piece bonus is status effects. Mods are trash, so let's move on. Not much going on at the castle. There's a Darkness if you want it. It's not a great marksman rifle though. A better marksman rifle is the Tactical 308, but this one is not. It's not very well rolled. We don't need the reload speed or the eyeless talent. There is some weird combinations here though as well with the Golden Gear mask. Probably one that you are not going to pick up unless you're going to make it crit chance, crit damage for some kind of maybe armor regen build, but it's a huge stretch. There is the Sokolov holster here, but unfortunately unless you want weapon handling, it's not a good one because you're going to have to change this to crit chance, and that is a lot of optimization to max out the critical hit damage. The mods are trash, so let's move on. A little bit spicier at the campus. The Carnage is available here. It needs a little bit of work, but you could change this to crit chance, and that's a pretty good LMG. An M700 Carbon, if you're going to use Determined here as well, change the accuracy to damage target out of cover, and this is a really, really good marksman rifle. There is a Big Show, not that it's worth using to be perfectly honest, but you could change this crit damage to crit chance and it would be okay. A Langmo mask that tried really, really hard to be crit chance, crit damage, but if you want to keep the blue, this is kind of fine, but otherwise it's trash. A D&H holster with crit chance and weapon handling, giving you a lot of options here because this could be crit chance, crit damage if you've got a crit pistol build, or it could be weapon handling headshot damage for a pistol headshot build as well, or even crit chance and headshot damage. So this might be worth picking up if you need one. The mods are garbage, so let's move on. Alright, so we're at DZ West. There's some firm handshakes for sale here, because who doesn't like a firm handshake? Not the greatest though, because they've got skill haste on, but you could change that to crit chance and, you know, just enhance the weapon damage. And actually that would be pretty good, so yeah, might be worth picking these up if you've not got a pair already. There are some ongoing directive gloves, some striker knees. Everything else though, the HGs, yeah, it's no good. The mods are trash. Yes, they are. So let's move on. Alright, so DZ East has a clause out. Unfortunately, unless you're going to use it for status effects, it's not any good. The 2-piece bonus on Wyvern is status effects. This would be really good if this had headshot damage on, and then you could change the core attribute to weapon damage. There is an Aegis mask if you need it, an Aces and 8 holster as well if you need it. Everything else though is garbage. Let's move on. Not much going on at DZ South. There's an armor regen 0Fs if you go in some kind of armor build for that. There is a Cabaret as well if you need it. You can just change the crit damage to damage to target out of cover. A good ACRE with damage target out of cover already on, although it will take some optimization here for the assault rifle damage, but you can change the talent to whatever you want. We got a rigger backpack, a breaking point chest piece. There's also a D&H backpack here, but unfortunately you would have to keep the explosive resistance if you wanted to change the talent on for some kind of pistol build. Last but not least, this might be worth picking up. This is a pretty good piece. As you can see here, we've got it's a healer guard, so that gives you armor. The armor and Hasbro is really good, and Unbreakable is also really good, but you could turn this into a tank chest piece fairly easy. So I am going to pick one of these up, use the last of my DZ credits, because you never know when you might need it. Just for instance, very quickly, if we go to here, you can see here, I could slot it in there in place of that if I needed more armor with Vanguard, and it would work very well. So I'm going to pick one of them up. I'm going to head to Haven. Let's move on. Checking out the craziest vendor in the game. There is not much going on here at all, unless you want to use Composure. This could be crit chance, crit damage for the Legatus backpack. There is also some Legatus gloves that could be crit chance, crit damage as well, but not really best in slot, maybe for newer players. D&H is back again this week. This could be crit chance, headshot damage, or crit chance, crit damage on the holster. It might be worth picking up. Let's move on. Looking for Roy to save us. He's got a foul that's pretty good actually. It's got damage to target out of cover. You might want to pick that up. Everything else though is kind of trash. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Thanks for watching, agents, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.